Oh yeah. Song number one is Red from Pinner. And I think you got a little flavour of how it's looking. I think it's fair to say, Quo are doing the business tonight, but it's early days. You've got 20 minutes left. Call, text, or email if your choice out of the two. Winning tune gets played after midnight. Back to your calls in Fulham. It's Marcus. Hello, sir.
Oh, not me again. Sorry, guys.
Why do you keep phoning up? What's the matter with you?
Oh, I'm depressed. So I have to speak to you, so you have to cheer me up.
I hope you're not seriously depressed.
No, I'm not. Of course I'm not.
Because that word can get abused, can't it?
Yes, it can. Yes. Takeaway food.
Yeah. What are you missing?
No, that's the problem. That's it. I'm not, because we're making our own now, and it's tasting better than the takeaway. So now we have a problem.
Oh, this is interesting. So what are you making?
Okay, let's just take two items only: fried chicken generally, and fish and chips generally.
Go on.
The fried chicken tastes better than that shop that makes the one that people buy, and also all the other derivatives of. And the fish and chips, I found a really good batter recipe online, and it's so good I can't go back to whichever fish and chip shop I want to go to in the future. So we have a slight problem here.
Yeah, well, is it a problem? Because you're probably making it in a slightly healthier way at home, I would have thought.
Yeah. Can I tell you the dry ingredient that goes in the fried chicken that I found?
So this is kind of like your version of KFC, is it?
It is, yes.
So you've got Marcus's special herbs and spices, as opposed to, who's that bloke with the beard and the glasses? Colonel Saunders, isn't it?
Colonel Sanders. My mum and dad used to say that 10 of the 11 secret herbs and spices were salt.
I think your mum and dad might have been onto something.
Yes. Now, I know you're a foodie, so I want to run through very quickly a list of ingredients that you might be interested in.
Go on.
Onion powder, garlic powder, celery salt, Himalayan pink salt, black pepper, white pepper, cayenne pepper, paprika, lemon rind, dried oregano, and dried thyme.
I like that. I've got most of that at home, and so that cayenne pepper gives it a little bit of bite. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. So mix all that together. You can work out how much of each you need. You don't need rocket science to work it out. And then you mix all that with dried breadcrumbs or homemade breadcrumbs. And if you go really fancy, you go to the shop and you get some buttermilk and you marinate. Now, there's only one type of chicken that you can use for this because all other chicken fails.
Right.
It has to be chicken thighs.
Yeah. Do you
not
take
the leg?
Right.
Not the leg, not anything, not the breast, nothing else, just the thigh.
All right. Do you take the bones out?
No, you cannot take the bones out, sir.
Why not?
Because the bones add to the overall flavour.
Well, I get that, but you see, I mean, the bit I most like, I mean, we're in danger of getting into much detail here, but the bit I most like from KFC is the one that has less bones in it. I don't even know which cut of the chicken it is. I think it's the leg.
The leg has less bones. Well, it's sort of similar, but the point is there's more moisture in it. And you can have the fried chicken without frying it.
Yeah, is it really the same, Marcus?
It really is the same. What you do is once you've dipped the chicken in the buttermilk and you've marinated for a bit, then you just sprinkle the spices over the top and the bottom, and you put it in a container with a lid on top in the oven on a really high heat. And then after about 45 minutes, you lift the metal container lid that you've stuck on the top. You just lift it off, and it browns the top. And it's just like frying. And if you think about it, there are natural fats in the chicken skin, and that can double up as the oil if you were to deep fry it.
This is really interesting. So when did you first do that?
I did that about, about 10 years ago, and I haven't changed it since. And ever since then, I've been modifying the recipe. And the thing that I've added to it to make it even better is dried lime powder.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Now, lime powder, you can get at your Arabic or your Indian shop down in Fulham in the market or anywhere else. And when you add just a little bit of lime powder to the mix, it's like adding the je ne sais quoi to the mix. It's just amazing.
All right, and tell me about the fish and chips.
Right, fish and chips, I went online, and everybody knows this one, but I'm going to say it anyway. The secret ingredient is turmeric in the batter.
I've not heard that, you know.
Turmeric, if you think about it, when you go to a fish and chip shop, the batter is a little bit yellow. But what they do is they put the turmeric in, but they don't put it in so much that you can taste it. You only put it in just so that you can see the colour change. And then the colour change when you deep fry it, yes, it is slightly yellower, and yes, you can taste it a bit if you really give your taste buds an airing. And the other thing is mixing it with batter and very cold, sparkling water in the batter mix that you've mixed with plain flour and corn flour and a whole load of bicarb. And honestly, you cannot go wrong with that.
Right then. So when did you last do the fish and chips?
We did it on Friday last week, only because the Friday before then we thought we'd do it the Friday before, and it was so good we couldn't wait till next Friday, which was last Friday, to do it again. So we've gone a bit Friday on it at the moment.
But that's all right. You know, Fridays is traditional fish and chips night, isn't it?
All right. Did you get a little text from me afterwards with some YouTube videos from me last night?
I did actually. It was an email you sent, wasn't it? Was this the Pink Floyd stuff?
The Pink Floyd stuff that I played on the piano at home in Fulham.
Yeah, you're quite talented, aren't you?
Thank you, sir. I just thought, because I know you and Mel are into all that sort of stuff, and I am as well. And I had to go to Shepherd's Bush to pick up my 300 CDs that have been sitting elsewhere for about 10 years in my other place. And I found 60 Pink Floyd CDs, which I've now got on the living room floor, and I'm about to put them back onto my PlayStation, that accidentally deleted 15 years of music and home videos the other day when it auto reformatted.
Oh, hang on a second. When did it do that? In the last 10 days?
No, it auto formatted about 3 months ago around Christmas time, and I had a little deep breath and thought, you know what, that's cool, I can live with that. I lost 15 years of holiday photos.
Oh, that's great.
I'd lost 20,000 photos that I'd stuck on there. I'd lost the lot. And I thought, you know what, this is what it's all about. You've got to live for the now, so let's not worry about yesterday. So actually, I was okay with it.
Right, and tell me about Pink Floyd. I mean, I love Pink Floyd. If I had my way, I'd just play most of their albums every night, and that'd be about it. But I mean, why does the Floyd work for you?
It works for me because a lot of the stuff, the really good stuff, doesn't ever get played on radio. It is very etheric. It's a little bit ambient atmospheric. It invokes part of... It makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. And when people say they either are a Floydie or they're not, I don't quite understand that, because I actually don't think they've opened up their brain and their soul far enough in order for at least just a little bit to get in. But the problem is the really good Floyd stuff, these people don't know about it.
I'll tell you what, I know people who say to me they've had their life changed by listening to Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Dark Side of the Moon, I can play that entirety on the piano, apart from track number 2, which you can't because it's on the run. And one day I will record and put on YouTube my version of Echoes.
Good call. Listen, mate, got to move it on. Keep up the cooking and the Floyd music playing. That's Marcus in Fulham on BBC Radio London. Have you noticed, and I say this with respect, and I have said this before on this phone-in, that after midnight it does go off in different directions, but it's good direction. You know, we end up talking about stuff that you simply would not hear talked about on any other phone-in. You wouldn't hear it anywhere. I'm going to talk to Lynn in a second.